Guys, you're on. Guys, you're on.
What?
You're on. Everybody's watching.
What's up, guys? Yes. Guys, just kidding. We knew we were on. How can we forget? It's a habit now. It's a good habit or bad habit? Good. It's a good habit for bad situation. So, guys, what's going on? Welcome to episode 59. I was going to say whatever because I can't remember the numbers, but I do remember it now. We're going to start right away. We're going to today what we thought about is doing some 50-50. It's kind of interesting because you know it's a very common position. A lot of people don't know how to deal with it. So start giving us scenarios, all right, and ask questions. So let's do it. We'll set it up. For example, there's a lot of different ways to go for it, but I'm going for a kneebar. Enrique avoids, and here we are. Wait, we can't do heel hooks in the gi. So guys, this actually illustrates a very interesting point. There are some schools in the world where they allow heel hooks with the gi. Great majority, including myself, do not allow heel hooks in the gi. Okay? So one of the reasons why 50-50 has become so ubiquitous, big word of the day, in IBJJF tournaments is because it, you know, first of all, Enrique went into 50-50 because he was in trouble with the kneebar. Sometimes guys go into 50-50 when their guard is passed. So yeah, I'm in 50-50. Well, actually, I'm in 50-0 right now. So one of the so people protect their leg from, you know, being extended into a kneebar, and a lot of the guys use it as a form of sweeping, but it becomes a seesaw battle a lot of times where if I come up, oh, where's my, did I get my 2 or just an advantage? I don't think I lasted 3 seconds on top.
Mike's an advantage.
Mike gave me an advantage. Okay. Well, you got nothing right now because you didn't come up yet. Am I getting 2 for this?
Yeah.
I got 2. Okay.
You never lost by advantage.
Well, I have 2, you have 2, and I have an advantage. So theoretically, if I can stay here for the next 8.5 minutes, I win. So it's a very common position. There are some guys, but more so in the no-gi. Well, in IBJJF, you can use heel hooks even with no-gi, but if you're talking about most no-gi tournaments, now the heel hook becomes a viable option. But in the gi or in the IBJJF tournaments, it's not an option. So this could be a very dangerous position for Enrique right now if heel hooks were allowed. But we're going to stay away from them for today. So, guys, one of the first things, if I wind up in 50-50, if I want to get up, I may need to turn away from him. But just the fact that I turn away and come on up, yeah, 2. I don't want to be in 50-50. I don't like to have a symmetrical position. There are some guys that are very, very effective with it. Especially, you know, the guys from down under for leg locks, Ryan Hall for leg, very, very good. So if you want to know, but it's geared towards heel hooks. All right, so full spectrum of leg locks. So if you want to sort of know how to take advantage of those positions, check them out. All right. For me, I'm not a fan of symmetrical positions because if I sort of reacted first, I set it up myself, and I attacked, and I'm a step ahead. If he's more flexible or stronger, he might still be able to beat me, even though I initiated things. And I don't like sort of just going back and forth to. Interestingly enough, in competitions, the guys that tend to win is the ones that set up the rhythm, meaning that whoever is on top the last, that's the guy that wins the match by 2 points. So if you set it up, so say if there's a sweep every 2 minutes, you got to make sure that you're the guy that, whether the 10 minutes is up, you're the one being up. So, but long story short, you need to learn how to deal with it. It can be a very difficult position. I've seen guys literally spend the whole match in the 50-50, and it's not a good thing. For me, I personally like, especially where I cannot threaten a heel hook, I personally want to get out. I want to get out of here. I will occasionally go into this position in response to a possible guard pass from the top guy. I don't seek it actively, but I will wind up here. But if I wind up here, I want to disengage and I want to get out. Okay? So, what can we do here? You know, Enrique, we both have toe holds. For me, so if I can, go ahead, start to tap. So even though I kind of went for a knee bar, or I went for my toe hold, guys, you don't want to be here. I really don't want to be here. Again, symmetrical position, symmetrical submission. So I want to get out. One of the things that I will do, especially with the gi, I try to turn towards him, okay? And I try to get him engaged on top, have his upper body engaged, all right? So, especially with the gi, I can grab the gi. Guys, very important, if I'm initiating, I want to have my elbows bent. I don't want to have my elbows extended. I want to have one of his arms engaged. I don't care which one. All right? So I need to make sure also my hips are facing him. All right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to swim. Once I trap the arm, now I will lay back and I'm going to try to bring my leg over. Guys, this is a particularly brutal arm lock. All right? So be careful with it. You can't just sort of get this under your armpit and bring the leg over. Your training partner's going to be screaming. So as I'm bringing this over, guys, you can do it very, very, very slow. Tap. All right? Now I start to control the other leg underneath. So now once I have the engagement that I want to make sure he doesn't sort of start to run away, right? So again, first thing when I'm in 50-50, if I want to sweep, I'm going to try to face my hips away and come up, okay? Generally speaking, unless I want to punch him in the face, I'm not interested in sweeping people from there, all right? Because he can re-sweep me back. So I'm more interested to see if I can move my hips facing him. All right, now I got the upper body engagement. Can you pull out? It's going to be very difficult, guys. Okay, hold on one one second, I can't disengage. You gotta let go of my foot. I cannot let you go of the only foot. I'm trying to help you. So, again guys, when I'm on top, I will try to get an engagement. I'm trying to get him to grab my gi. I'm gonna go over, trap, it's on. Even here, guys, you can make it happen. Okay. Should have been stretching instead of doing push-ups. So now let's look at the other one. So the other one, I could also go Ude Gatame style on this one. So if I can't get it under my armpit, all right. So if he grabs my head, I can go Ude Gatame. And now, you could always reinforce.
Tap.
Okay? So that is the arm that's inside. Let's look at what happens if, I don't care if he tries to do the same thing. I could actually go Ude Gatame on the far side also.
Tap.
So I don't really care which arm I engage. Is it left? Is it right? It doesn't matter. I just want him to reach and grab me with a solid grip. Yeah, this is nice. I just, are you crying? So guys, that's sort of one of my favorite ways to try to get something going in 50-50 position, sit up, try to get, and here we go. We'll let you go through. Okay, so we're going to continue from here. What happens if the guy starts to sort of get concerned and starts to disengage the 50-50? All right, do we have any questions on this so far?
We have students from the Academy watching, including Manny, Justin, Sean Monahan, Cosmo,
What's up, guys?
Pat Carberry, Raji, Nicole.
Nice.
And the question that we have is, Jared Mogley is asking, why are heel hooks illegal in the gi?
You gotta ask IBJJF. Actually, there is somewhat of a valid reason.
Yeah.
IBJJF bans heel hooks across the board. It doesn't matter what belt you are. But in the gi, there is a lot of friction. And a lot of times when people get caught in a heel hook, their first reaction is to try to twist and rip. That's the first most common reaction. If you're a no-gi, you have a little bit of flex, so if you twist and rip the wrong way, chances are you might have enough time to sort of yelp out, tap. With the gi, it's, you know, that friction is so tight that it's almost impossible to really get out once you caught. You know, it's very hard to move, to twist your body. So there's very little give, and that's the reason why even not just IBJJ, but most tournaments and most schools ban heel hooks in the.
And is that why you don't allow them in your school?
Correct. I allow heel hooks in my school, but in no gi. With the gi, no.
And a question that we have from Richardus is, hi from Lithuania. Can you show the ankle lock from 50-50 with the lapel?
The ankle lock. You locked up. So this one. The problem here is I don't have anything preventing him from coming forward. You know? Yeah. I got nothing. Guys, after a while, the heel hooks start to look very tantalizing, but unfortunately, we are in the gi. I'm not taking it. Maybe when the camera's off, I might. Nobody's looking. So, so yeah, especially with the gi, if he's got the lapel grip, I have nothing, you know. So instead of this, if I was going for this, he grabs. You're gonna be able to hold on. You're gonna be able to hold on. So is that? I hope that answers your question.
And Michael Frazee is asking, do you intentionally engage in 50-50 as a setup, or do you just deal with it if you end up there?
I deal with it when I end up there. I don't use it as a setup. So, yeah, Enrique was trying to sneak heel hook me. I was going to report him to the authorities, but unfortunately he gave up on it. Anyways, guys, don't snitch on people, all right? Unless they're hurting you specifically, your family, or they're a danger to society or themselves. Now, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yes, 50-50. I don't aim to get there. It's almost by accident. Like I will get there. Like if the guy passes my guard, that's the only way to regard. I will get there, and I'll try to get out as quickly as I possibly can. Let's look at that scenario real quick. So Enrique passes my guard. No. So I kind of went. Actually. So I will try to attack. Notice that as soon as I swept him, as soon as I didn't have the knee bar, I immediately disengaged and tried to make something happen. I went the wrong way before. Wrong leg in. But one more time. So I'm already disengaging 50-50 just because I don't want to get tied up. My game is not suitable to be tied up. I want to roam free and submit people.
And then lots of peers asking, what if he keeps his hand inside and not letting you grab it to your side when you were attacking the arm?
So guys, if you don't have flexible ankles, make sure. If you don't have flexible ankles, guys, make sure you hide your foot. That's why it's called hide it. All right, don't just kind of leave it, you know, theoretically, this is 50-50, but if I'm not hiding my foot, I want to hide mine to make sure that it's not being taken. So keep your arm inside. I'm going to try to pull. I'm waiting. I'm looking for a reaction from him. Okay. Now he brings it inside again. I start to take the foot. So now, as he trying to get out of 50-50, I will actually bring my outside foot back in. The knee bar. All right. So that's another possibility, you know. So if I see him, so I will try to engage his arms. So that's the easiest way. As soon as he starts to disengage, I'm going to try to tap, go into a knee bar. So knee bars, toe holds are illegal, IBJJF, at brown and black belt, not at white, blue, and purple. I don't know, it depends on tournament circuit how they deal with it, but anyways, generally straight ankle locks, toe holds, and knee bars are legal at the higher belts.
And we have check-ins from Japan, Iowa, Toronto, California, Tennessee, Colombia, Venezuela, India. And a question, and HG26 Fly says, soon in the future, Enrique will be a crafty fox to be.
Oh, it's already happening. He's catching me with things that I consider very unexpected, let's call it that. Very unexpected. And I catch him with it all the time, and now he's starting to catch me with it, and it's not pleasant. Part of me is very proud, and part of me is very upset that he's nailing me with my own weapons.
And Jared Mogley is asking, do you have any anti-leg lock tactics, things you do or positions you avoid that lead to these kind of leg entanglements?
Yeah, avoid leg locks. If you want to avoid leg entanglements, avoid leg locks. Just basically start to unravel and move. Basically, people, if you start playing, sort of like playing with fire. You know, if you go for leg locks, expect that favor will be returned to you. All right? Anytime you go attack legs, a lot of leg lock positions some are fully symmetrical, some are not symmetrical, but anytime you have leg entanglements, you theoretically become susceptible to being leg locked yourself. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sweep Enrique. So, I come up, and immediately as soon as I come up, guys, I am already starting to try to disentangle. So let's look at that. We're going to go other way, because again, I don't want to get tangled up in this position and just, exchange leg locks, exchange attacks 1-for-1. Okay, sweeps 1-for-1, or leg attacks for 1-for-1. You'll see that a lot of times, especially, you'll see that even at elite black belts, like a lot of times when guys caught at 50-50, he reaches for a toe hold and just kind of dives for it, and it's the other guy goes for a kneebar, and it's a really precarious position for both of them. Sometimes the guy on the bottom prevails, sometimes the guy on top prevails. So as soon as that happens, if I'm in this position, I sweep him, I come up, I'm already looking to disentangle. So notice how my body's, if I square up, I'm vulnerable to sweep. So I want to sort of start to angle away from him. My hips go backwards, so I can slip the hooks. Okay, not the hooks, whatever you want to call this thing, the grip. Yeah. So he's trying to leave for an X guard. So I'm looking to be about 45 degrees 45-degree angle away from him. All right, and my hips are going to be high. All right, and back. As soon as I start to come up, they come up forward, and I start to disentangle. Okay. Now, if he stays locked up, and I come up, I'm looking to get his outside foot in front of me. Okay. So, if he stays locked up, I'm looking to get his outside foot, in this case, his left foot, in front of me. Start to push. Guys, I keep my right foot very, very heavy. Very heavy. You cannot afford to lose balance here. This is where I give Enrique a really good stretch, and he gives me a guard pass. Let's look at it again. I'm going to go for the kneebar first, because I don't want to. Look at my hips, guys. They go back up high. As I stand up, they go forward. I start to disentangle. If I can do this, guys, we'll get a guard pass. Do we keep going? Do we have any questions on that?
Yes. 10. Us Russ is asking, Fox, is there a possibility for a wrist lock in the 50-50 position when he grabs your lapel?
Yeah, anytime somebody grabs your lapel, there's always a possibility of a wrist lock. Its question is, do you have a good, you always have to have a fulcrum over which the wrist lock bends. Usually, a lot of times it's your thumb, and you have to make sure that it's.
Who asked that question? She's good to the top of the list.
So yeah, you always. I have the ability to wrist lock back, but a lot of times the wrist locks are more if his wrist starts to break inside. Okay, if his hand starts to break inside. But anytime I grab a gi, I focus on. This is one of the reasons I do push-ups on the knuckles is I want to have my wrist straight, so it's very hard to break. He does try to go for wrist locks on me, probably more than I do on him. Yeah, true enough. I only go for wrist locks to have him straighten out his arm so I can arm lock him. I try not to finish people with a wrist lock. It's not that it's a bad technique, but guys, by the way, if you want to learn about wrist locks, go to Marcio Stambowski, Macau. He has a video on, I believe, BJJ Fanatics. Marcio Stambowski, one of the black belts from legendary Renzo Gracie. Man, he has wrist locks from everywhere. Okay? You go into your kitchen, you flick the light on, and you get wrist lock. 5 minutes. Yes, Mike, it looks like we have questions.
Acoustic Jaybird is asking, when disentangling, is it preferable to grip at the ankles and stay there, or can you adjust later to the knees?
I usually grab the foot because it's harder for him to just kick out. With ankles, it's too easy to swim, especially if I'm using my thumb. So I usually, if I can, I will grab an ankle, but a lot of times I'll grab here. Now that his foot is already flaring out, I'm going to focus now on his right leg. Now I'm going to swim in. Try to control his legs. Now I'll decide, depending how he's reacting. If he's trying to push, I'm going to move forward. If he's trying to invert, I will try to make him invert some more. And stretch and recap.
And Piotr Zawadzki is asking, how would you deal with your opponent using his outside leg in spider guard fashion while the inside leg keeps 50-50 position? I know it's one of those bro you effed up a long time ago questions.
No. Let's just go in there. Now it's gone. Let's go do that. I just self-scored myself 2 points, guys. Okay?
And Adolfo and Ferranda, Adolfo and Alad are asking,
Wait, I was paying attention to the questions.
Adolfo and Alad are asking, at what level do you teach your students and allow them to do heel hooks?
The way I teach leg locks in my academy is I focus on the defenses. So just by virtue of defending a heel hook, you have to at least have a reasonable level of understanding of how to do it, and then as the guy defends, you kind of get an understanding, you know, where they might go. So I try to reverse engineer the leg lock teaching, rather is focus on the defensive side and let the people that are really interested in the offensive side sort of play around with it as they're sort of just being an uke for the defensive guy. So pretty much from as soon as they go into the advanced classes, they can do heel hooks carefully. I tend to yell at people if they try to heel hook white belts in a roll. So usually I just, especially if you're a brown, black belt, purple belt, you shouldn't be heel hooking white belts. But after that, it's fair game. Just, you know, just have control. If you're doing heel hook, it enrages me quite a bit if I see people doing heel hooks, and I'm not going to do it, but you know, they can't pass guard, and the guy's legs, and they just kind of like do one of these and dive backwards, and that's like a horrible injury waiting to happen. So if you don't have control over the training partner's legs, you should not be doing heel hooks. You shouldn't be doing anything. If you cannot hold that heel for about 2-3 seconds at a minimum, you should not be doing a heel hook. You should not, because you don't have control. You effectively do not have control. They know I do the same thing with arm locks. If I arm lock and I feel it's tight, I'll pause. I'll wait to see if, okay, is there any possible way they can get out? The answer is no. I have the arm lock. It's the same thing with heel hooks. Same thing with knee bars.
Anon Loves Jiu-Jitsu says Enrique balanced the score. And Velhelgarda Tricolor is asking, I'm a white belt and everybody tells me not to pull guard no matter what. Is this good advice?
I don't think so. And the reason for that is this. Yeah, we learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for self-defense, right? So for self-defense, you know, you always want to be on top for self-defense. However, the true strength of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is where? I'll be in your book. I don't know anything about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. How am I doing, guys? I'm doing good, right? Now, if he can't do something from his guard, then he's doing poorly. I do believe that the truth, like, you have a lot of good martial arts, but I don't think any martial art out there is as good from an inferior position, meaning the bottom, as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is. And that's where the true strength of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I believe, lies. And you really especially focus on the big guys because they have a tendency to just be on top. The minute they get reversed, they're like fish out of water. So a lot of my big guys are very technical, have very good guard. So when I teach fundamental classes, we usually start with takedown because I want people, you know, from the very beginning understand how to take the other guy down. But after that, fundamental classes are usually taught from the bottom. Because guess what? If you take somebody down, it's great. You just hit them and you probably win. But if you get taken down, you have to learn how to deal with it. That's a much harder thing for somebody to process that and learn to be good at as you're dragging your body on the floor, being on the bottom, possibly with the opponent's weight on you, is a lot harder than just sort of like, okay, I'm on top and I'm, you know, raining blows on the guy's head. You don't have to know a whole lot to be able to do that. And, you know, if you can do that, chances are you might win even if the guy on the bottom knows something.
And he followed up with, I love every minute of your videos. It is changing my life. You are on my prayers every day.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And right before we close out, Bob Adams says, thanks to all three of you and the audience. This is a huge part of my day. I try to stop whatever I'm doing for this half hour. Thank you.
Nice, guys. I appreciate the kind words. And just like that, we're out of time. Guys, start asking questions, topics. Just start writing them, share, comment, like, follow. Fortunately,
Subscribe.
there's no dislike button. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow for episode 60. Oh, man. All right. What? No. All right, guys, stay well, stay safe, and be nice to others.